And here you have it. One of my clients was able to get a $30,000 increase by using this method. A $2,000 credit limit. That's where she started. But 60 days later, American Express called her back with over a $30,000 available limit. And she's still in the 0% APR period, leveraging every single dollar at 0% interest. When she started, she had a 722 credit score across all three bureaus, utilization under 15%, clean file, and she still got approved for only $2,000. On the business side, that wasn't a mistake, that wasn't a glitch. It was actually a test. But don't worry, I'm going to be walking you through the exact process so you can get these high limits. Because in today's video, I'm going to walk you through the 3 exact steps we use to pass that test to go from $2,000 all the way to $30,000 in available credit in 60 days. So what I want you to do is go grab your pen and paper. And without further ado, let's dive in. So before I actually break down the 3 steps, you need to understand this context right here. So when it comes to all of these banks like American Express right now, because I know this, of course we're going to talk about, but understand that these defaults are up. Fraud is up, synthetic identity theft fraud, and that's where it creates the most confusion and the most chaos. So all these open accounts with no intentions of paying it back starts having the banks in weird situations. So banks are responding by tightening up. So you're not less likely to actually approve you. They're more likely to give you a small limit. But just hear me out of how we're going to fix this. A $2,000 limit with a 722 credit score and clean utilization isn't American Express saying you're not good enough for the most part. American Express is actually saying, we don't know you yet. We've been down this road before. Who are you? So with all that being said, they're not just looking at the score, okay? They're going to look at the entire story like I always say in all of my videos. What your behavior is actually telling them and who are you as a customer. So think about it like this from their side. They've handled thousands of people who looked great on paper and then just vanished, okay? Now, you run the probability, or no, you're actually in the probability period. They give you something real, like a working capital line, and then they watch to see what you do with it. Do you use it? Do you pay it off? Do you carry a balance forever? Do you make your payments on time? Or do you just go silent? Do you actually need more capacity, or are you just collecting accounts? The answer to all those questions are not just in your score. They determine whether you grow your limit or you leave it flat. So listen to what I'm telling you. So when my client got this, she understood that jump needed to happen. So she didn't just look at the $2,000 credit limit as a problem. She did it first, but I had to kind of talk her off the ledge to tell her what we were going to do. But she started to look at it and reframe it as a starting position. So that's basically what we did. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into the beginning steps of what we had to do to change that over from small to large. Okay. Starting with step 1. Now, pay attention to this part because this is the most important step that people mishandle. When it comes to getting a $2,000 limit, $1,500, $3,000, $5, whatever it is, and it doesn't matter if it's on the personal or business side, this is still going to work no matter what. The instinct is pretty much to be conservative. Charge a little, keep the balance low, don't make it look like you need money. And that's exactly the wrong move of what you need to do. A low credit limit is not a limitation. It's time. It's time to build data trail that proves you are exactly, the kind of American Express customer that wants to actually grow. So what I told my client to do and what I want you to do is this. Use the card for everything. All right. So if it's on the personal side, use it for all personal expenses. If it's for the business side, use it for literally everything in this period. Every business expense that could go on it, we want it on that card. So vendor payments, software subscriptions, supply orders, accepting any card. She was using literally that card. Okay. Now, she had business expenses, of course, to support this because she runs an active business with consistent monthly spend. So nearly maxing out $2,000 every month was pretty straightforward. It was pretty easy for her. And it might be easy for you as well, whether it's on the personal or business side. So basically running your groceries, your gas, monthly subscriptions, your utilities, anything that you already spend on all of your cards across the board, just use it just for that card. Now, here's what this behavior communicates to American Express or whatever bank that you have right now. You need more, all right? So you are actually using this product and you're not just sitting on a sleeper account, and your current limit becomes a constraint. And here's the other half of that equation. You pay it off in full every single month. No minimum payments, okay? Not 90% of it, the full balance, every single time. High usage alone tells them that you need more credit. But if you're carrying a balance every single month to month, it tells them that you're living beyond your means and you don't know what you're doing. Full repayment paired with high usage tells a company a different story. You have a real activity and you handle it responsibly. That's the combination that you want, and it's exactly what triggers the credit limit increase, whether they do it automatically or you ask for it, but we'll get to that later. Now, here are the 2 dates that you need to understand. Number 1, the statement closing date, and that's when your balance gets locked and it's reported. That's the number that goes to the credit bureaus and the number that Amex sees when they review your account, okay? Number 2, which everybody knows about, the due date. That's when your payment is owed. So you want to pay a full balance statement before the due date or every single time. Not after, not on the very, very last day, on time in full. So if your due date is the 5th, pay it on the 5th. You can pay it on the 4th, pay it on the 4th. There really isn't no super secret sexy hack. If you pay it off early or pay it twice, that's not a thing. But, just show that, you can use things responsibly and you're kind of almost maxing it out if you can. So to continue with the examples, my client, ran the cycle for 2 billing periods. Month 1, nearly maxing it out with all the business expenses, paid it in full. Month 2, the same exact thing, same pattern, and she was building that track record. So not just making payments, the pattern is what took us basically to step 2, which we're going to talk about now. Now, step 2 is probably the part that a lot of people think that they're doing, but they might be doing it incorrectly, okay? Understand that your payment history is 35% of your entire FICO score, all right, ladies and gents? That's the single largest factor, but that doesn't capture what's really happening inside the American Express system. Amex maintains their own internal behavior score for every account holder. It's not your FICO, okay? It's based on your relationship with them specifically. So how you use the account, how consistently have you paid, and what pattern look like over time. The internal score is what drives the credit limit decision, okay? So here's, what can destroy the internal score instantly. Number 1, a late payment, okay? American Express holds on to their systems and their internal systems. So if anything happens, it's pretty much going to trigger a review right then and there, because I've seen it a bunch of times. And during the financial review, Amex can lower your limit even more, or they can freeze your account. And in the same cases, they can pretty much just close it entirely. And that's not a rumor. It actually happens to people. And otherwise, it could probably happen to you if you miss something. So my client made sure that she put everything on auto pay because I told her to. So the full statement balance pretty much from day 1 is already automated every single month. She doesn't have to worry about anything. Not relying on memory or anything like that. But if you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can always tell Siri or Google, whatever type of phone you have, and just tell them to remind you if you want to go down that route. I feel auto pay is better. I use auto pay, but whatever floats your boat. Also, understand this, American Express wants to give you more credit. That's not a gift, it's just business. More credit means more spending, more, interchange fees, more revenue for them. Your job in step 2 is simple. Give them nothing, not a single data point that gives them a reason to say no, all right? Every full on-time payment is a vote in your favor. And when you go the opposite way, I'm talking about as far as having a missed payment is a negative mark. And it's a reason for Amex to pump their brakes on every increased conversation moving forward. So my client gave them nothing but she never gave them a second guess or made them feel like they needed to second guess. All the billing cycles, all the high usage dates, we took care of everything, because on time, automated, consistency, at this point is what made us make our next move. Now, she built this over 2 months, mapping out the right credit card strategy, structuring the right usage, making sure that we had the right data points, the data systems, and making sure that we were able to have contingency plans and to pivot to still get high limits. This is exactly what I do for everybody that wants some type of funding. So if you're a business owner and you're sitting at a 700 or higher credit score and you're looking for the current credit position, you want $50,000 to $300,000 in business funding or personal funding, then what I want you to do right now is click the link below to sign up for a capital consultation. Okay, we're going to help you structure everything properly, have the right banking systems for you, so you can be just like my client and get over $30,000 in an approval so you can use it for whatever you have to use it for. So again, click that link below to sign up for that capital consultation. And enough about that, let's get into step 3. Now with step 3, I like to pretty much name it as people leaving money on the table. Timing matters more than anything, and it's specifically the how when it comes to you asking for the credit limit increase. So the first thing I'm just going to tell you is wait at least 60 to 90 days before you request a credit limit increase. 2 to 3 billing cycles gives Amex enough data to see a pattern. Okay, so one cycle really can't tell them too much, but 2 or 3 kind of shows a pattern. So it isn't just a soft rule, it's how their system is built and how other banking systems are built. So at the 60-day mark, they pull the data and they see 2 cycles of high usage, full repayments, 0 missed payments, clean track record. So it shows that we're ready. So when I submitted the credit limit increase, I did not ask for a outlandish number, but it was high enough to what she had in her niche, in her business, everything like that. So it would make complete sense. So it would become more possible to get that high limit, as you saw. So you got to make sure that you stay in that range, have your data before you just start asking for a super high limit of $100,000 credit limit increase, because that doesn't make any sense. Okay. So a specific number is what you need before you go to these banking systems. So when Amex came back, I knew they were going to counter offer because I knew the certain number that I was going to put in there. So when we put the number in there, it showed not a denial. It was pretty much that offer that I showed you in the beginning of $30,000 of a credit limit increase, almost $32,000. And it's nothing. There was literally nothing in American Express where it showed that she was a risk. There was only data showing that she was one of the good ones. And that's the same thing that I want you to do as well. And again, she was still inside the 0% APR period. So every dollar of that $30,000 is pretty much sitting there, still has a 0% interest, which is dope. So now she'll be able to invest without really having to really dip into other, features because she's afraid about interest or anything like that. So this is really going to help her scale. Imagine what you can do with $30,000 with 0% interest. So with all that being said, let's just wrap this up. With these 3 steps, you will be able to really get into the section of really having everything that you need, because again, the strategy is this: if you have, a $2,000 credit limit, don't panic. Doesn't matter what it is. Make sure that you're utilizing it properly and you're using these 3 steps, because if you utilize all of them properly, I promise you, whatever bank it is, even if it's not American Express, whether it's on the business side or the personal side, you will start seeing that they're going to treat you a little differently once you utilize maxing it out, paying it on time, understanding your due date, understanding your statement closing date, understanding the data behind what you're doing with these banks, understanding the internal banking system, okay? Pretty much just understanding everything of what you're doing. Sometimes it's not all about just swiping and then just all the time just paying it off. There's a science and a method to this, okay? And I know there's a lot of information out there that helps you, and I know there's a lot of information that kind of deters you because people just say anything. But if you really dial in, put the blinders on, and you actually get the right information, I promise you, you're going to get exactly what you need from these banks. And always understand that sometimes the first time that you try, it's not going to always be what you want. But if, like I said, if you continuously just focus, dial in, you're gonna get these $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 limits. And over time, you're gonna be like, dag, I mustered up over $100,000 in available, credit on the business side, $50,000 on the personal side. What can I do to expand my life, to increase wealth, to not only help me, but my family as well? So I digress. I hope that makes sense. Now, with that being said, I want to talk to two separate groups. If you're a personal or a business owner and you want to try to get these high limits, but you can't because you have late payments, charge-offs, collections on your credit report, then what I want you to do is click that link below and sign up for a credit repair consultation. We're going to map out your entire strategy of what you need to get off your report so we can move you over to the business side or try to get you over to the personal side so you can get the funding that you're looking for. But for all of my business owners or people that already have 700 credit scores and you still need funding on the personal or business side, what I want you to do is click that link below to sign up for a capital consultation. We're actually going to map out what your goals are, your strategy, and then we're going to make sure everything is right, whether it's on the business side with the business entity, having the right connections, the sequencing, the banking reps, so we can get you that $50,000 to $300,000 in business capital so you can go and scale your dreams. So again, if any one of these point out to you, click those links below and I'll definitely see you on that call. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I really hope this helps one of you guys, and I really hope it kind of puts you in the perspective of, hey, I know this is possible. If they can do it, I can do it as well. Again, I want to thank you guys for stopping by, and until next time, ladies and gents.